The Sony ZV-E1 is capable of creating incredible videos, but you can really unlock its full potential with a few of these game-changing accessories. Arguably, the most important accessories to add to your ZV-E1 are lenses. This Tamron duo is perfect for the ZV-E1 because they are lightweight, compact, weather-resistant, and the quality is really, really high. The 17-28 works well for me as a vlog lens, as well as just your standard wide angle zoom. And then the 28-75 is a really good studio lens, and we happen to be filming on it right now. And just your general all-arounder for interviews or for capturing really good B-roll. Or when you want a really good amount of separation from the background, you can crank that thing into 75 millimeters, keeping it at f2.8 and get a really nice blurred out background. They are constant f2.8 apertures, which is good for low light, background blur, and the f2.8 zoom lens is typically more of an expensive lens like in these Sony G Master lenses, but you can get both a 17-28 and a 28-75 from Tamron and still have cash left over as opposed to buying something like a G Master lens. When I first got Sony cameras, I thought that I had to get Sony lenses because there's no way that third-party manufacturers would have as good of quality, or the autofocus probably wouldn't keep up, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Sony does make outstanding lenses, but don't shy away from something like this Tamron duo because the autofocus is exceptional and the quality is really high. I've used these two Tamron lenses on 99% of my YouTube videos this year, and I can confidently say that they perform extremely well, especially on the ZV-E1. And if you want to check out either of those lenses or any of the upcoming things we're going to talk about, you can check out the links down below. This microphone has to be one of my favorite Sony products released in the last few years. It has a ton of really valuable features, but here's exactly why I think it's a game-changing accessory for the ZV-E1. The Sony ZV-E1 is targeted as a really high-quality, compact camera for content creators, and this microphone is tiny, but it packs a punch. And you're listening to it right now. It does a really good job in this directional mode of picking up audio that's directly in front of the camera for a shot just like this. But, and this is a big one, it also has the ability to shoot an auto audio, and the camera does a really good job in conjunction with this ECM M1 microphone at choosing really good audio levels, making your workflows incredibly efficient. And because the ZV-E1 is compatible with the multi-interface hot shoe, you can connect this microphone to your camera with no cables at all. But this is where it gets really crazy. If you go into your ZV-E1 and set it to the 4-channel audio recording, the microphone is not only picking up the settings I have it in now, which is the directional and the auto gain to pick the perfect audio volumes, it's also recording 2 other tracks. On track 3, we get omnidirectional, where it's recording at 360 degrees around the microphone. So just in case you're in a shot like this and some really important audio happens, like behind the microphone or to the side, you still have that track to be able to capture and lean on. As an example, when I move over here, the directional is not picking up nearly as good, but that omnidirectional is gonna kick in when I say something really important, like, if you're getting something from this video, let me know by giving it a tap on the thumbs up. And then on track 4, you're automatically getting a safety track, a track that's recording at 20 decibels, negative 20 decibels than the regular recording. So if your audio happens to peak extremely loud for a moment, you have that safety track to lean on. And for those of you out there who are like, yeah, that's cool, but isn't vlogging dead? Maybe, but a vlog style shot is a great way to break up your videos like we just did. If you're thinking that you don't need a cage because those must be reserved for professional users, it might change your mind. First off, the obvious use of having a cage for your ZV-E1 is for the professional attachments like monitors or grips or anything else that you might need for a professional style shoot. And the SmallRig Cage works well for all of those things, and that's particularly why I love this cage, but it also might be something you want to look at even if you're less than professional. First off, it's going to make the ZV-E1 a lot more robust in your hands. It'll also provide the ability to attach things. Assuming that the hot shoe is being occupied by our brand new Sony M1 microphone, then you'll need some space to attach other things like this light, or maybe your iPhone that has a YouTube script. You'd be surprised how convenient this cage actually is. And this cage is built extremely well. The grip on it is fantastic. That little external rubberized grip you get there, and the mounting system is Arca Swiss compatible, so you can link it up to all of your tripods. If you're not already subscribed, I'd love to have you a part of this channel, and I've got your back for some really interesting and exciting upcoming videos about the ZV-E1. I didn't know that I needed a really versatile vlog style tripod tripod until I had this little guy connected to the ZV-E1. It works great for the obvious as like a vlog style grip to get a bit more distance and show more of your environment, but also as a standard desk tripod or in this lowrider mode for some additional angles. But the most useful and interesting function of it is it has this thing called mantis mode, which really comes in handy when you're out and you need to find an angle. This SmallRig Light probably won't be your main key light because it isn't nearly as flattering as something like a giant softbox. But when you're in a pinch, this can save your shot. The ZV-E1 is an incredible performer in low light situations, and it's a huge benefit of this camera. But having a light like this might make a shot where you have absolutely no light and the subject is a person that's close to the camera, think like a vlog style shot. It's gonna make that shot a lot nicer as opposed to just leaning on the ISO in the camera. I know, there's probably not a more boring topic for the ZV-E1 than SD cards, but you know what's a lot worse is having your cards fail or not being able to access all of the high quality video that this camera can record in. The ZV-E1 has the ability to record in really high quality codecs, but you have to have certain SD cards to be able to access all of those special video modes. There are a lot of SD card brands out there, and a lot of them are a lot more affordable than these Sony tough SD cards, but these exact ones are also ones that I've been able to rely on for years of shooting with Sony cameras. They're also going to be able to support every single high quality codec that the ZV-E1 can record in, and additionally they're built really well and they're weather resistant. A VND filter is going to give you added flexibility to control your exposure, your aperture, and your shutter speed when you're recording out in those really bright situations, which is important if you want to maintain the highest quality possible. And this FreeWell K2 variable ND filter system is incredible. Although the cost seems a little bit high compared to other just standard variable ND filters, what you actually get with this is insane. It's my go-to VND filter system that I use on the Sony ZV-E1 because it comes with a 1 to 5 stop as well as a 6 to 9 stop neutral density filter, and a few other additional bells and whistles like circular polarizers. And one of the coolest things about it, it's like a pro and a con at the same time, is that the con is that it's big. But the pro on that is that it's gonna fit every single lens that you have, as well as the future ones that you're gonna get. So you don't have to buy new variable ND filters when you buy new lenses that happen to have different front filter or thread sizes. My Sony ZV-E1 is my favorite camera in my kit right now. One of my favorite things about this camera is how well it performs in low light. So if you wanna make your videos look incredible when you have next to no light at all and you have to crank the ISO up, check out this video where I review all of the details on how to do just that. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. See ya.